just didn't mean to blast out your ears on that one. My bad.
Ouch.
What up, Coach Hunter?
Hey, man. That was tough.
Yes, it was. The things that you said they needed to stop, they didn't do.
Didn't do it. And 21 points off turnovers. You're going to get beat every time.
So, yeah, when you look at this game, I mean, look, dude, I thought the rush defense was fine. 45 carries for 150 as a defensive coordinator yourself, I think you'd be fine with that.
Yeah, I mean, that's a little over 3 yards a pop. You didn't allow the rush game's not what dictated the tempo of the game. It's not what dictated field position. It was turnovers.
Yes, and two of them were particular. I mean, all three of them were costly, but two of them put them in a really short field, and it's just not fair to blame the defense for that.
No, it's not. And I thought, they answered fairly well in the second half defensively. I didn't like all the constant chirping and talking and nonsense after the play.
A lot of that today.
That made things look unfocused. Hello?
Yeah, you there, bro? I'm sorry, man. I lost you.
I'm here.
That's 100% on me. I'm sorry for that.
All good, man. All good.
All right, so we're saying the turnovers, absolute killers. Two of those put them in a really short field, and as I was saying, you can't blame the defense for that. I don't know as though anybody does, but just puts you behind the eight ball constantly. Bo's not a guy usually who makes those kinds of mistakes, Hunter.
I was very surprised, man. He looked like he was just pressing so hard and trying to force things to happen that were not there at all. I mean, even when it comes down to that very last play when he tries to take off on his own, you got to put the ball in the air and give yourself a chance right there. It's almost like he just decided to strap everything on his own shoulders and try to just will his way through the entire thing. And that it's an 11-man game, dude. It doesn't work that way.
Yeah. I keep looking for things about this game, but I just keep coming back to those interceptions. I mean, run defense was fine. Pass defense, maybe a few too many PIs, but generally okay. And
that last one on McCreary was garbage. Garbage call.
Where do they go from here, man?
That's a great question. You like we said last week, you want to see small steps and improvement. And I think for every step forward that you saw this week, they were negated by the turnovers and the interceptions. I like the move in the second half when you saw Broham at left guard and was it Trox at right tackle.
Yeah.
I think that alignment probably looked as good as any five they've thrown out there right now. Again, Bigsby ran the ball very well. I don't think he got enough touches.
No, I don't think he did either.
Needs to touch it 25 times in that game. I think they've got to get the running backs incorporated into the pass game more. The same way that people attack Auburn on third downs. Use that in the intermediate passing game. I'd like to see the all-22 shot, the up above, to understand the late game pass concepts, exactly what routes Auburn was trying to run. Because whatever they were, you couldn't see it from just the television angle.
Yeah.
Whatever they were, South Carolina had them locked down, and I don't know if it was just post corner intersects on each side, if it was vert digs. I don't know what the combinations were, but it was evident that they didn't fool anybody and that they were prepared for him and covered him up because he had nowhere to go with the ball.
It seemed like that was an issue. Even when he I thought in general the protection was pretty good today. I mean, definitely relative to what they've been doing before. Yeah, so he had a chance to throw, but like you mentioned, there were a lot of times where he was looking, and there wasn't anything there, and he had to run.
And, I know we talked about it before the season started. The thing that we hope to see more from Chad Morris's offense, is attacking at multiple levels. And when you look in those situations and you see a quarterback have to look and look and look and look and look, it generally means that all the routes are going to one level, just, laterally across the field.
Yeah.
And that level's taken away.
Mm-hmm. You mentioned earlier, Tank, I thought he was the best player on the field today for either team.
I thought so too.
He ends up getting. Man,
you got to hit him on a wheel route. You got to get him in some screens. You got to get that dude the ball and give him some room to work.
He finishes the game with 16 carries for 111, which is almost 7 yards a pop. And dude, he was a badass.
He is, man. He's the bell cow for sure. Definitely the bell cow of the offense. And And, it's not the schedule, I guess, isn't daunting when you look at the results of the other teams, comparatively speaking, that Auburn has until it gets to Bama and A&M at the end. So you want to see them scratch together as many as they can and try to put together a decent season. But losses like today, man, when just between the turnovers costing you the game and the body language and attitude of the team throughout the entire thing, it's very, very concerning.
Yeah, like on one hand, you want to see these guys that you want to see a lot of give a shit from them, right? But at the same time, it looked like they were quarreling a little bit,
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you like guys that play with attitude, but you don't like those guys whose attitude spill over into selfishness to where they put you at risk of a 15 at the end of every play,
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, if you're spending the time barking at the guy on the other sideline, you're missing the play call that's coming in from your sideline. You can cause lapses in communication just with your lack of focus, and that's selfishness. That's the thing that a mature team isn't going to get into.
Yeah. Well, I already asked you where they go from here. They're just going to have to kind of get together a little bit more as a team and try to see that unity, that vision together.
Yeah, and you want to see something offensively that's systematic. It still doesn't look like any play builds to another play or another concept. There's no formulaic equation for what the offense is trying to accomplish from play to play or series to series.
Well, that's concerning.
It's almost like there's this huge collection of things and we're just pulling from them.
That's concerning.
And I may be wrong. Again, camera angle as far as the fan view, the television view doesn't always give you what you want to see from an analysis standpoint, but it doesn't seem very systematic right now.
Yeah, and it's tough to get my hands on those 22s, man. They only make that available.
Dude, those things are gold. They're precious metals among football coaches, and they don't get out. So,
well,
you try to avoid anybody seeing those at any level.
It's one of those days, man. Just not the best ever,
It is. Well, sun's going to come up in the morning. They'll hopefully play football again next week if the COVID doesn't wipe everybody out.
Yeah.
But watch Lord Saban descend back into Tuscaloosa like Darth Vader tonight.
Hey, you got some negative tests, no big deal. Hey,
yeah.
Can you just real quick give me letter grades, offense, defense?
Oof. I'd go pass pro, man, a B plus this time. I thought they were much better. I'd probably grade the offensive line as a B plus overall. Ran the ball a lot better, like we talked about with Tank. Linebackers I thought had a much, much better day. Those guys are probably A minus or B players. Secondary, middle of the road, probably B minus. D line probably B minus. Really to me, quarterback play was the most concerning thing.
Yeah,
that's I don't think that's a passing grade at all.
Like bad grade.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I'd be anxious to see what the guys roll out, tomorrow. But when you take accuracy into the equation and then turnovers, I'd imagine he's probably a 52 to 55 guy.
Okay. Well, those 3 picks that's a killer, man. That's an absolute killer.
Yeah. That's absolute death knell.
Yeah.
It's hard to overcome one of those in a game, in an SEC game. Much less 2, by God, much less 3.
Yeah. It's a killer, man. All right, Coach Hunter. Appreciate your insight on that stuff. And we're going to get
Jay, you and all the Bunkerites, y'all have a good weekend, brother.
All right. See you, bro. Hey, caller, how you doing? Welcome to the show.
What's good, Joe G?
Hey, what up, man? We're getting you early today.
I got a baseball game. Hopefully it works out better than this football game did.
Yeah, starting off in about 30 minutes or so, right?
Like 15 minutes.
Oh, damn. All right. Let's hurry you up. I know you're not.
Good.
I know you're not fired up about this one, man. About this Auburn South Carolina game. Ay.
Man, it's just everything's just disjointed across the whole program. When you look at it, I mean, there's just so many things that you just tick off. The first half, in the end of the drive of the first half, we got a first down, 19 seconds left on the 50 with 2 timeouts. And our coach doesn't know enough just to go ahead and call a timeout get everybody on the sideline, sell them up, and let's figure out how we're going to get us another 15 or so yards to get at least a Carlson attempt. Instead, we got people lining up in, illegal formations. We got to get them back and, so on and so forth. And we basically run out of the clock and take 2 timeouts in the halftime with us. And that kind of disjointed approach just runs throughout. I mean, end of the game, the game's on the line. Bo's got to throw the ball in the end zone. Simple as that. And he has not been coached enough to be calm enough in that situation to know running isn't the option. I forced the ball multiple times throughout the game when I shouldn't have. But if I'm ever going to force the ball into Seth, this is when I got to. If nothing else is open, worst case, I'm giving Seth a chance to make a play to end the game or tie the game. Get us in position to tie the game. We say that.
Yeah.
Which, again, goes to the disjointed part because we got these, stupid 2-point play attempts that we put in that we don't need, but we feel like it gives us some kind of statistical advantage. But again, we don't coach the fundamentals enough to know I can throw the ball away when we're up 7 and, on 3rd down and 11, I don't have to force this. And it's just that's just kind of across the board. I mean, defense, like, Auburn alumni kind of talked about it. The defense is basically getting drugged up and down the field. Because I'm not giving them a pass in all this because the defenses of the past would have stood up. They would have forced a field goal attempt after a turnover, and we would have gotten out of it, with that as the worst case. But that's not what happened. They let them go right down the field each time, put the ball in the end zone, and it's the same core issues that we've talked about. Can't get pressure on the quarterback. Christian Tuck gets lined up one-on-one, and they, score. He finally made a play, on a ball that, got us out of lone turnover. But short of that, when they needed to run the ball for 4 yards, they just ran the ball, and our defensive linemen were on their back getting up after the play. And then somebody was chirping after getting run over, or,
A lot of chirping today. A lot of chirping.
Too much for stupid stuff. I mean, you catch a ball on 3rd and 12. You catch an 8-yard completion, and you get up and talk smack. I mean, just stupid. And like I said, that just it's program wide, and it. I feel like Charlie Brown. Every time I get roped into, hey, things are going well, it's going better, we got to figure it out, and then I'm flat on my back and I missed the football for the kick again.
And Lucy's pulled the ball out from you again.
Lucy's over there laughing at me, going, "That idiot."
I hope Lucy.
You
don't think Lucy might be Gus, do you?
100%, 100%. And I tried not to, to be overly pessimistic in my approach to stuff. But it's just, I just where I thought Chad would help, I have seen some parts of it, but it's still just the simple stuff that we talk about on this call. It's just if we could just see those things addressed. I thought we had a little bit of it, like giving some outlets for Bo. Just when something's not there, because we did it there was one play where Seth was the outlet. I have zero problem with that. That works in 2 ways. Seth, wants the ball every play, and give Bo a chance to look for some other folks, because we had 6-7 receivers in the first quarter that we threw the ball to, and then basically once the script was done, every play call was throw the ball to Seth, even though he's got his toughest matchup all season covering him like a blanket.
Dude, he had a great you mentioned Seth on the dump off pass. You're talking about that little shallow drag. He turned that into a 40-yard gain, comes back on a hold. I mean,
no,
it's like,
not even that one. There was another one earlier in the first half. We were going left to right on the screen. But Seth was out wide, and Bo just dumped it off to Seth, and he got 6-7 yards as an outlet. And it was Seth didn't go out in the route, just stood there. Everything else was covered. Ball came back to him. Easy completion to Seth. Seth's happy. Bo's happy. It was a nice, easy completion to start. And, that, and then, like you said, the shallow cross later, easy way to get Seth the ball, and it's like we wait until we're down after our quarterback struggled most of the game to do simple plays like that to help him out. And, even the Tank part, I'm less whatever about the number of touches Tank got, because I just feel like he needs more, but at the same time, I think if the game flow had been different, he would have gotten more. And I just don't want to see the kid run down like we did carry on. So hopefully that's not the case. And it appears that Shivers, wasn't ever going to play. Surprise. Lucy again with that damn football. But, I think DJ did okay when he was in, and it's just they balanced it okay, and we just got really unfortunate on that for the next to the last drive where Tank gets, tired or whatever and can't finish it off the way we need it to. It's just disjointed. And next week's not going to be much better.
No, Ole Miss can score points. I mean, they're having a little bit of trouble with Arkansas right now, but still, I mean, they're at home. They're going to put up 30 on Auburn, no doubt. I mean, they're just good.
Easy.
Yeah.
They're good, and the things that they do well, we don't do well. Like I said, you think Christian Tutt has had a bad season. He's going to have a whole bad season in next week's game by himself. Because I guarantee you Lane's going to draw up enough plays. If they don't complete 10 balls on whoever Tutt covers, I will, buy subscriptions for everybody. It's coming. It is absolutely coming.
He's going to have to play Tennyson next week more. He's going to have to. He had something there. There's got to be a solution.
He has no choice.
Or Zion Puckett or something, because they'll kill him.
Something. If he's on the field, they're going to wear him out. It's going to be abuse is what it's going to be if they leave that kid out on the field next week.
Well, DLucky, yeah, I know you're going to watch the Braves, and they're going to make you feel better. I'm hopeful anyway. Who's pitching for the Braves tonight? Is it Ian Anderson?
Anderson will go tomorrow if needed. It's Freed tonight.
Okay,
so
Max
hopefully
Fried.
Max can get it done, hopefully.
Yes, sir. Well, everybody's just clamoring for you on the chat here, DLucky. You're obviously our most popular caller, and I thought this was another great call from you.
Well, much appreciated.
Speak
Appreciate all the love in the chat. I'll check it out later. Y'all stay safe, and I don't know. I'm going to have a drink.
All right, brother. See you, man.
Appreciate you, man.
Bye-bye.
Peace.
There he goes. DLucky. Hold on. I gotta take this call right here. Thank you for bringing it. Ravine, I got something for you here in a minute. Hey, caller, welcome to the show. How you doing?
Oh, man, it's JG. This is WhyNotAU. How you doing?
Hey, what up, man? Thank you very much for your super chat earlier, man. Unbelievable.
Yeah, man. You know how we do it. Just keeping it going.
Yeah,
keeping it real in the age of mediocrity.
You've been insanely generous. Everybody knows that. All the regulars know that, but we've got a lot of people who aren't regulars with us today. And Patrick Duke, WhyNotAU has been an absolute badass, psychopathic maniac. So supportive.
Yeah, I'm about as psycho as Gus.
All right, so man, after the win last week, you'd already had enough, and now you're just you're way past gone.
No, but see, I don't go 1 year to 1 year. This is about consistency. I look at people, I look at production, I look at outcomes, and I look at the dollars we're investing as a university, and it's just not getting it done. There's absolutely no metric that you can look at where Gus and his staff and the ball that we're playing is getting our money's worth. So the university is consistently wasting money. They're consistently putting a product out there that we support because we love Auburn, but they're really stealing from us too as fans and alumni. And I think it's sickening. I think it's despicable. And I think the behavior today of some of the players was indicative of a terrible leader. On the flip side, I'll tell you this, number 9 and number 20 brought the wood today.
They did.
They were coming with ill intent, and they played hard every single down. And I'll tell you too, the offensive line, say what you want about them. I saw a lot less missed assignments. Did they have some? Yeah. I saw a lot less of those. I saw pocket protection time and time again that Bo just ran away from. And at this point, it's a joke, but it's been going on for 8 years, man. It's just an evolution. It starts real slow, and it metastasizes over time. I've seen it happen in businesses. I see it happening in life. I see it happening with our football team, and it's sickening.
I know you've been down, man, and I understand your concerns. And today was kind of a culmination of those. Where
correct, yeah, it's not, yeah.
It gets a little lax with some of the player discipline was a little bit lax, and the play calling. Although I don't think he's the one calling the plays, but still, I mean, here we are. We're 4 games in. Why not AU? And the question is, and I don't have an answer for you, is what is their offensive identity? We don't know.
Oh, yeah.
It should be Tank Bigsby. It should be Tank up your ass. Is what it should be. And he gets not enough carries probably.
So yeah, let's talk. Yeah, and I mean, good. You know, we could sit here and go over this stuff time and time again. The other callers have made the point. You know, Tank not being there on the last drive. Okay, that's one thing. But the one drive where it was, I can't remember if it was close to before the half or whatever. I was asking, is Tank hurt? You know, it's after he scored the touchdown. Tank wasn't in the game that whole drive. This was a very important drive, and we had DJ. What is going on, man? It just doesn't make any sense at all. And it's just, and again, here's the other thing. You know, people say, well, Bo did this, Bo did that. We don't have anybody else because of poor roster management. This is a high school coach at best, maybe a good coordinator in a non-Power 5 conference. The game has passed him by. Nice guy. Gus is a great guy. It's not a personal attack on him. He is a great person, it seems, for all we know. But he's not the guy that you pay $7 million a year for to be a top flight coach in the SEC. He's just not, period. And there's no metric that's going to change that.
Yeah.
But Auburn University leadership must love mediocrity, because that's exactly what we've bought into, and we won't do anything about it, period.
I just don't know. I don't know if they have the money, man. I mean, Gus's buyout is going to be down to 21.5, I think, at the end of this year. So that's not too bad, but you still got to pay Chad for a while. You got to pay Steele for a while. Some of the other coaches have some buyouts as well, and then you got to get the other guy here. So at minimum, it's $30 million investment, and I just don't know if in this COVID era they've already raised money for the football complex that you can do this. I don't know if that's realistic.
If you can't, guess what? Here's where we're looking at. Remember the 40 years that Tennessee wandered in the desert?
Yeah.
And now they think they're coming out, but they got slapped around today. We are headed for Tennessee land. And because of the trajectory of these other programs that have invested, that have done the right things to build an actual program and consistency.
Yes, sir.
We're headed for that desert, because we won't be able to catch up. If we do not cut this off now, we cannot go another year. Every year we go now is another 3 or 4 years in that desert that Tennessee found themselves in, and still kind of in.
Yeah, they lost to Kentucky today at home, really bad too.
Real bad. Yeah. They looked awful.
Yeah.
But hey, I just want to thank you again, and thank everybody for the show. Again, like I said last time, this is a great outlet for all of us. You know, there's a lot going on in the world. There's a lot going on in our lives personally and business and what have you. And it's fun to get on the bunker. It's fun to get on the brain drain, and you guys make it possible and do an excellent job of analysis, and we all appreciate it.
All right. Why not AU? You're an absolute psychomaniac beast. We appreciate you, brother.
Trying to, man. Thanks.
Thank
See
you
you,
again.
JG.
There he is. Why not AU?